Hello and welcome to another jungle coaching, and in this one we are going to be looking at the cheese. Not necessarily just because it's Twitch jungle, but because we have a blitzcrank, we have an invader, we have a team composition that is going to thrive on plays like that. Also, as a jungler who happens to play Shvyana in this particular game, how can she navigate this sort of effect, especially in low elo? Because the ultimate truth is, fundamentals defeats cheese. And I have to trust that because I ate Shaco my entire life is about making sure that cheese strategies just don't work. Because obviously, you know, there are things to be said for, hey, I'm gonna level 2 cheese your red or blue, I'm gonna level 2 cheese invade, I'm gonna late invade. Like, the reason we do those things is purely because we want to be able to get an advantage that's unsuspected by the enemy. You do something random, they don't know how to react to it or deal with it, and that's when you get leads that you snowball. Now, obviously in low elo, those leads don't always snowball. And the cheese works because people don't have the knowledge or the experience to deal with it. But you can't typically close the game out correctly. So we're going to look and see how the cheese works, how this player can maybe win this game, and how Shvyana can maybe deal with the cheese or should have dealt with the cheese or whatever. We'll see exactly what happens. And if you want the absolute best fundamental drills to help you get better, the free Jungle Improvement PDF has now been updated with an extra chapter to give you a framework and an action plan to really use the knowledge you have to climb faster. That is available on Virkayu.gg, as well as a very dedicated silver as well as bronze and iron course for those low elo dreamers who want gold. Everything you need to climb fast, available only on Virkayu.gg. And now obviously the Twitch at this particular stage, he can go mid lane, he can go bot lane, he can go top lane, all the way across. He starts in the blue and goes for a level 2 in the bottom lane purely because the Varus has no flash now. So he reacted to the cheese that they got. Yes, as Kai'Sa goes into a mini wave, gets ignited, is now getting killed by the Pyke, so support versus support action. She does chug up potions, which is very good, uses her heal, backs her back into a mini wave, Pyke over chases, and we're able to get a juicy kill. So this is great. From Shvyana's perspective, this doesn't matter. You have to not let the cheese draw you in, okay? Because good fundamentals will beat it. And from the cheese's perspective, you have to understand, look, I'm going to be doing these things. What is the enemy jungler going to do when I make these unorthodox plays? What is it going to allow me to actually be able to handle in terms of map pressure? Because if you are, say, for example, doing this, and the enemy jungler starts here, and they decide to go ahead and counter jungle you here, you know, this is available into the repeat, into the gank here. You have to understand and be aware of these kinds of options that they have. Now, basically, if I see this or have any idea that you're most likely going to be doing this as a more aggressive jungler, you should be dying right here, right? So Warwick, anything like that, Balveth, Rengar, we're going for this right now to make sure this guy dies. We'll take his stuff. He's compromised. He's going to go bot lane. We know where he is. So we can effectively force the cheese jungler to be in one position where everyone knows where he is. And, you know, obviously it's on the laners to kind of respect that and us to counter gank it and deal with it, but at least it puts them in their known location, which is important because currently, you know, did he go do this and repeat gank this lane? Obviously not. So at this point, he's probably crossed over to, did he do grub and then go this? You know, if you don't see a mid lane. If you see a mid lane, then we know exactly where he is. And in the case of the Shvyana here, you know, he goes a level 2 versus level 4 to take a fight. Like, why would you go ahead and do this if you're the Twitch? Because obviously he's looking here for the Pantheon, who's letting that lane pull, which is great. He's not going to use his Q, try and get a couple stacks of E off, obviously, with the Deadly Venom, but she just runs at him, forces his flash out. He doesn't have the slow to apply Deadly Venom sooner, so he doesn't have the damage to kill her. And obviously, in this particular case now, the Cassia moves, the Shvyana's cutting in here, she's going to die to the Yasuo 100%. The Twitch is going to reposition and go all in on the Cassiopeia, who then gets hooked by the Mordekaiser. The Pantheons are rotating down. He's like, can I get some kills? The Mordekaiser flashes. We're going to use our E. Can we get a kill? Yes, we can. That's nice. We have more to will, but we die, and it's irrelevant. So let's look at that again, because the most important thing that we have to understand from a fundamental point of view as a Shvyana is I'm coming out of the jungle at 324 half HP. If you can maximize this, increase the speed at which you clear, and be healthier, then these fights will almost always go in your favor. At the same time, we kind of know at this particular stage, right, that the Twitch has gone to the red. That's the most likely outcome, again, even if you didn't see him. Of course, you know, at this stage, we know he's on the red. So basically, you have to look at this and go, okay, look, Pantheon's pushed in here. Mordekaiser has prio. Is the Twitch in the vicinity? Most likely. He hasn't shown up again. You know, I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. And the cheese strategy here is, look, I have level 2. I have HCS. I've only done buffs, but I've got some kills. And the Shvyana here, I don't know why she hooks back. The best thing, as soon as you see this Mordekaiser rotate down, which we should have, is just bounce. leave and get out. Because yes, we have Prior for mid lane, but we don't have Prior from the Pantheon, who now feels like he needs to rotate. This shouldn't be a fight that happens. Once you flash out, just leave, yeah? Oh, Twitch is there. Okay, cool. Up, up, up. Here we go. We're leaving right now. We're cutting. We're not running to safety. We're not going to win a 3v2 in this particular case. He can always reposition with his Q once it's up. We just need to leave. And obviously in this particular case, the Blitzcrank and the Heist, if they're a high elo, would presuppose that this might happen, but just run to tower, go back to base. Yeah, Twitch might cross this and gank this, and maybe he takes this, but your goal is to farm in sequence, right? To be strong as possible with your own win conditions. Don't get sucked in to the cheese that you don't want to get sucked into. Pretty much. Now, we're going to leave the base, so Twitch will be able to snack himself up that top scuttle. Now, he is level 3, so we do have his Venom Cask. There we go, forgot the name for a second. Imagine thinking that Pay and Spray is better than Ratatata. But, you know, apparently it is. So now, Twitch will be leaving the base, and he'll coming down to the bottom side, 99%, because obviously he's going to have the Grump up. The bottom lane are doing the work here, though. Anyway, Varus walks where Blitzcrank can hook him. And yeah, he gets the kill, but he does die. Twitch is now rotating over to this as well. Pyke is going to go all in, and he should be understanding that, hey, the Twitch could be coming down to the bottom side. But yeah, you can't do anything about this if you're the Shvyana. In this particular case, she does decide, hey, look, I can go bomb into bomb instead of the outset in rule. Which I think is an interesting one, because we know the Twitch was low. We know he's most likely going to take the scuttle, go back to base, get the Noon Quiver. You know, there's no reason why we would have to give this up, because if we do that, again, are we stronger in a 1v1 sense? Did he just burn his flash? Can I stick to him? Yes. Right? We have burnout. We have W. We can move fast. We have E passive proc. We can do a lot of damage to the Twitch, as you saw here. Do we have enough to fight him with just boots and an Amp Tome versus Nukeover? Right, you have to start to learn your little thresholds, and of course that's the benefit of the cheese. We have no idea what we can necessarily do against an off-meta jungler or someone doing something very unorthodox. But at the very least, you know, if the bottom lane are dying and your Pyke has a bit of pressure here, cool, I can do this into this. I know it's going to arrive. Worst case scenario, I'm taking this, I'm shadowing and ganking this, and then I'm just looping back up. And then of course I can cut into here, I can rotate. You don't want to give the free Scuttle Crab. Now, fortunately for us, well, unfortunately, technically, the Pyke is going to draw the Twitch out, so we will get the Scuttle Crab, but now Twitch can just run away safely. Kai'Sa's going to be back in the lane. Varus is over here. Shvyana's like, yo, did you need help, Kai'Sa? Let me help you out. Let me now go and invade the Grump here, which is, you know, fine, but at the same time, it's not fine, because you know that your bot lane isn't able to rotate. The Blitzcrank has nothing else to do, which means he's going to be forced at this stage to roam, right? Forced by the map, but whether he does or does not is irrelevant here. So we decide, hey, let's go to the mid lane and look for a gank. Is the Shvyana doing what she, Mr. E, is the Shvyana doing ults? Oof, that's not good. That's not good at all. Is she doing what her champion wants her to do? No, no, because I think at this particular stage, the very best thing for you would have been, nice, nice, nice. Well, that sucks. Let me go here, here. Oh, look, you're down here again. I'll cut in here, take this and this. Hey, can I dive and gank this? I'm 6. Can I take this? Just let him do his thing. He's going to be experience compromised. You know, cheese gankers don't get away with gold scaling unless you get a lot of freebies, which of course he is. 303. Now, he's done a good job, but the Shvyana had that dead time, you know, and that's a bit of an issue here. Pantheon's gonna fly down, get the stun, and he's gonna use his E again. Will we get the pop? Yes, we do. So that's good rotation by the Pantheon, and now she's not overreacting, but at the same time, now we have counter jungling available. We're not doing it. What's a Twitch gonna do when he respawns? What do you think? Most likely, he should probably go down to the bottom side. He'll have blue up, he can gank bottom lane, he can evade the red side with his Blitzivius pressure, and he can of course do the dragon, which is green as well. So the Shvyana knows this is a possibility. We could take these things, but again, they're all level 1. Might as well just leave them up. Do we want to go ahead and counter gank and contest this? Yes, but we want to do that when we're strong, right? When we're level 6, when we have a very strong advantage. Now she has 2.3k gold, he has 3.5. We're down 1.2k gold, which is basically a needlessly large rod, right? Now imagine if you were Shvyana and just had a needlessly large rod on top of anything that you have here. You don't actually, because that's not what you build, but you understand the concept, right? Really strong. So the Blitzcrank and the Kai'Sa are now fighting the Varus and the Pyke. The Twitch is going to rotate down again, repeat ganking the bottom lane, using his cheese strategy to repeat and abuse. That's what he's going to do, right? He cannot out-farm you, he cannot out-objective you, he cannot counter-jungle you very effectively, but he can out-gank you. So it's the same as any other typical strategy where you want to make sure you're acting on your champion's best self-interest. We're just going to ult in here and basically say, look, can I kill Kai'Sa? She has sums, we should be tracking it. We know the Twitch is here and he's just going to get killed. Why would you go into this? What's a better play here when they're low HP? Take your camps. Go take this, go take this, go take this, and then take this. Just let him coin flip bottom lane 1,000 times. Take a camp. They're not doing this because she obviously will not be able to do so. And if they are doing this and you can rotate and kill them, then you'll do that. That will be in their minds. So here we could have just, again, counter jungling, getting the Herald, controlling that income. And now the Twitch has topside available. He could go for that and try and do something for the red buff. He probably is going to. It looks like he's leading in that direction exactly. Nothing up here. Sure, I could go back to the bottom side, but Kai'Sa is based. I know this is available. Yasuo's moving up. Pressure topside. Again, the Shvyana's just simply farming in her own jungle. But disjointedly. Not with flow, not with sequencing. Which allows those windows of opportunity for the Twitch to actually go ahead and hit some nice ganks. Like, he's done well. The cheese has done well here. And again, now we're not really using cheese. The cheese is the level 2 and the early rotations. Now we're just using the guy be ganking a lot. And that's normal, right? For a ganking jungler. We've all played against the Silas. But again, she's not thinking about the Twitch. Which is why in the Silver course, I talk about the fundamentals of tracking this stuff. Because if you have the fundamentals of tracking down, if you understand what junglers will want to do, what they can do, what's available, and what you want to do, just those simple questions can lead you in the right direction quite a lot, especially when you're just pressing tab and gaining some simple information as they show. So I think here we could have predicted him going down. We said this in the video. And we could have predicted him going up. Again, we said this as well. Now, the Pantheon will be cheese ganked. We do miss a W, so we're not going to get the passive stack. Extra efficiency. We do tank a tower shot. Now the Shvyana's like, hey, I can do something. We saw the ward, so we know it's warded, and yet we're at less than half HP. You really want to do this? Like, this is absolutely terrible. Because as we were retreating this, we would have seen this wall pop up. That's just simple awareness. Cheese works when our fundamentals have a breakdown. Fundamental positioning, fundamental awareness, fundamental tracking, fundamental game planning, win condition, all the things that you know and will understand against a regular jungler, a cheese strategy is able to exploit. For some reason. Shouldn't, right? When I see a Twitch jungle, I'm like, oh, that's irritating. He's probably going to feast on my bot lane or mid lane a couple times. But, you know, I'll be 50 to 60 CS up pretty quickly. I'll invade and kill him so he can't actually do those ganks, and I'll get all the objectives. That's got to be your game plan. Now, again, just roaming the rivers. Your laners won't respect it. I know. And like, you're thinking it now. Yes, but Virkayu and Silver, yeah, but I'm talking from the perspective of me as a jungler. I don't care about my laners. You know, in the Silver course, I don't talk about laners a lot at all because, hey, we should hold, hey, we should push. But they pinged me and they're going to AFK. Well, then just let them doom their own lane, right? Focus on you, focus on your own econ, getting ahead, using your own gold. This shouldn't happen where you're down 2 levels to the mid, ulting into a wave and just dying, right? Losing a Herald to a Twitch, oh my goodness gracious. Well then. And I do understand this pain. Like, I do understand that you have these moments where your team make mechanical mishaps, but if you're 0-4-1 and you're just playing like this and the guy's 7-1-3, this is not a smurf, this is an actual Silver jungler. This is an actual Silver jungler. You can see from the pathing, you know, woo. I mean, this is normal stuff. So, what would you be doing as a farming jungler against this? Yeah, 100 CS up. 2 dragons, sneak them away. When you know that this guy's gonna go for this, and you haven't died and wasted your time down here, hey, I can now sneak a dragon. Cool. I can also sneak a herald when he's somewhere else. If you can time your pathing such that you're able to actually take things when he's somewhere else, because he's silver, so you'll be able to do that, that's where your advantage comes in super duper strong. Now, this particular stage, we are gaining that CS lead. Again, it's a little bit slow, but we have ult coming up very soon. There's a lot of wards around this area. Again, we missed the E. The ignite goes through. Now we have ult. We're waiting for the pike hook. We don't really want to have to ult when we should have just committed to it in the first place, just to ensure we get the kill, but we do get the kill. Nice E. And, you know, that's something back. That's something back. Could we have done it sooner? Potentially. Should we have, you know, maybe not ulted and died mid lane? Yes. Let's take this one. Take the turret. Why would you just take the turret? Twitch is going to come out of base and kill her, isn't he? Is she going to stick around? I hope not. Okay, there we go. I don't think it synced up perfectly, but he's been gone a while, so okay. She's not going to stick around or go counter jungling in this particular case. Good. Oh, hold your breath. Twitch is not pretty friend, right? He's got Kraken plus Zeal. The Varus does stay out. In this case, you don't do anything as a Shvyana. If you're full HP and you're strong, your Rengar, your Volt, your Rek'Sai, your Warwick, yeah, get in here, right? 100%. But if you're low HP, no mana, and you just can't basically stick around like the Shvyana couldn't, then don't. And obviously Shvyana will do her red and go back for Nashor's Tooth. This is not a good game from the Shvyana's perspective, you know, but, you know, I don't expect people to be savants. I don't expect people to be playing at a challenger level, able to negate the cheese, and I don't expect their laners to do the same. All I expect you to do is go, okay, look, I need to withstand the storm of this guy's activity. That was a stupid blind hit. And you need to punish them. Has there been any punishment from the Shvyana versus Twitch? No, okay? And that's the problem. It's not about ganking the lane. It's not about doing your own sequencing, although those are important things, right? Do your game plan. Sequence, gank around 6, use your ult as a ganking tempo thing, see the guy somewhere else. You've got to punish what he's doing, because what he's doing has downside as a cheat strategy, right? He's leaving camps on the map. He's leaving objectives on the map. He's trying to create pride to take those objectives, to have the lead in fights. But if you don't take those things away, it doesn't really matter. Now we're just sieging mid. Like, again, we're sieging mid, trying to gank these two, have a huge lead. Are we in a position to fight this right now? No. I know that Twitch is dead and probably wandering somewhere else. If I cannot go ahead and kill an enemy jungler at 15 minutes, unless it's a specific counter matchup, I feel like I've made a mistake. Like, not that I would run in here with, you know, Cassante jungle, but if I'm on jungle and on my head, I'm walking in here, I'm taking your stuff. If you show up, I'm just going to kill you, right? Obviously, Ornn's a super tank mage, ADC, all the classes of the history of the universe in any sort of game. But I would do this with Zyra jungle. I do this with Kai'Sa jungle. Now, maybe I don't necessarily always want to fight, but I know that once I've taken a whole quadrant, in this case, and my team are looking to move the pieces around because we did take this, and Kai'Sa will be down here, we're going to have numbers advantage for a little bit of time. What can I do with that? Well, I can gank this, of course, and push this out and make sure I get that. I can cut in here, take all of this, shadow mid lane, and then gank it. That's an option. The whole point is I now want to move in a different direction. I don't want to siege as 4 people in mid lane. That doesn't... What does it give me in this particular case, right? The Twitch is able to chill. We don't exactly have the ability to go all in and tower dive them. We don't exactly have the necessary lead to siege here against a lovely Yasuo. All it's going to take is one Blitzcrank hook, right? And we're doomed. One Yasuo ult, and we're screwed. And Twitch can rotate, and Kai'Sa can rotate, and it can go badly because they are able to hold at least enough just because of their lead, because of their kits. So let's not sit there and waffle and then die because we disrespected the possibility. Let's take the stuff, push this here. Now, imagine you take your quadrant, you snack this baby, you take this, take all of this, yank the top lane, kill this guy so your Pantheon lives, and then he doesn't get the turret. Now you guys shove this as 2, you C4 mid lane, but you keep shoving. You're offsetting the pressure. Pressure offset. So obviously I made on the main channel, I will link below, a nice mid-game video talking about how to handle mid-game stuff in these phases. If you're ahead, if you're behind, just to give you an understanding that even if you're losing here Shvyana, you can still come back. But if you're the Twitch, which is most likely the case in these games, you know, I like what he's doing. Did you see this? They made the pick, they pushed the turret, now he goes into their jungle, the Kai'Sa overstays, which has nothing to do with us, so we accept that she's doomed and we run away. Hopefully. Never mind. Hello, can we fight? Yes, I want to battle you to the death. Yes, we can, because I'm fed and you are not. And of course, we kind of go melee range and then Pantheon goes in on us, but we have Poison Tick. We have the Flash E Bonk from the Mordekaiser. Now he's 1v3, he's gonna ult the Pike away. So let's see if we can actually kill him. We get a little bit of an edge bonk there. Fringe, we're gonna keep auto attacking, we get hooked, we get stunned, and he will go over the wall. We will be stunned. We have our big ass shield. We gonna, but he does die. So regardless, that was funny. He lives. The Twitch did his job. Now I don't want to die, to be explicitly clear here. But I want to shove is what I want to do is shove, take, snack, pull back. Team, you're idiots. I want to fall back to this, right? Deny this, snack this if it's available. Then we can clean this up. If we have cash money gold, reset and come down, or if we can stay out, we can stay out and cut into the dragon, right? This is exactly what happened on the main channel video. Literally exactly. It's taken from some of the course material. It's really good example of, look, siege this, snack this, force them down here, take this, loop this, be ready to contest and fight this, and if you need to reset instead of this or whatever, just make sure you're here on time. You should be absolutely good to go. Why are we ulting in for the steal? It doesn't exist anymore. But see, this is the problem. If you have no control in this fight as the Shvyana, it doesn't matter, right? What the enemy jungler is. You can't say, Twitch cheese jungle. No, we failed miserably at our goals, at our win conditions, at everything in this game. The Twitch did his job perfectly. And the cheese was because of the level 1 invade, right? And he's just getting away with it, being unpunished. Yeah, he has 62 CS, but he has 8.8k gold. He's 2.5k gold ahead of the Shvyana. And, by the way, even if they're the same level, stand still, bro. Doesn't really matter at this particular stage. You know, if they're the same level, or he's one level ahead, then you really know you didn't punish him, right? So, it's such an important thing to understand. And when people smurf, like this Twitch, no. Twitch isn't smurfing, but when people smurf with a Twitch, with a talent, with things like this, why are they playing those champions? Because this pressure in these elos isn't expected. And the enemy junglers have no idea how to punish the mistakes, maintain leads, counter gank, track, and they get able to get away with whatever they want. So cheese works if you're a much better player. If you're somewhat of the same skill level and you're cheesing, as long as you have a good fundamental understanding of what jungle is and what to do in games, you can easily defeat it, and you should be able to. Hopefully that's the message you're saying. But Shvyana has missed these opportunities. It has not gone well whatsoever. And now it's looking to be a bit of a one-sided game. Even though, look, you're only down 4k gold. You can definitely win this. Definitely want to take that away. But the problem is, you just don't have pressure as a Shvyana. You don't have split pressure. You don't have team fighting pressure. You've got full AP nuke bomb, which means if you're not in position and you're always low HP going to these fights, what do you do here? That's why the AP Shvyana is a way more skill issue. If you're playing AP Shvyana and you're telling me, oh look, Shvyana sucks, I can't play Shvyana in Low Elo. It's nonsense. You can very easily. On the gameplay channel, I've made a video how to 1v9 a Shvyana with this build. It's easy to do. But in Low Elo, sometimes you need to be something that can get more involved. Thus, just go regular builds. Do your Frostfire Demonics if you still wanted to do. Go Blade of the Rune King Drain Tank. Do something that allows you to get in these fights, because what good are you if you can't? And again, you don't have to sit here and watch your AP Shvyana. Alt the wall and just E-spam from range. E-spam, right? Keep chucking nukes out. The worst thing you can do as an AP Shvyana here is sit and watch. Use your ult, chuck out E's, try and get people down. You're going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage soon. So let's start layering that up, right? And that's why AP Shvyana's really struggle in this elo, because they always think they have to go in. That's not true. Think of it like you're just I don't know, a dragon Xerath melee thing. You know what I mean? Like you're just chucking spells from range and doing as much damage as possible. There you go. And if you can ult into people and kill them one shot, yeah, that's great. But like here as well, see, she wants to go in all the time. Look at this. She doesn't really know what she wants to hit the E. She wants to hit the R like she's playing full tank, like she's playing Drain Tank, like she's playing Demonic's Frostfire or Iceborne, excuse me. She's not. He's running in as a squishy mage champion, melee range into a Yasuo who's hugely fed, expecting to one-shot him. That ain't how it works. Use your range component and your nuke bombs effectively. Especially against the Twitch, right? Twitch is here, we see him, you ult, if you can't ult him, and just chuck E's out. Chase him down, get in his face with your W. And of course, you can always go things like Ignite, you can go things like Exhaust, you don't have to have Flash as a Shvyana. So there are always ways to counter this stuff. You just have to see it. In the meantime, in the real world, Kai'Sa's like, yo, I'm gonna split push and hit these towers, and then Shvyana's gonna show up and be like, well, now I'm kind of useless, aren't I? It's like always has been. Twitch is still running away from the mob. The Pantheon, the Mordekaiser's dragging them in. There we go, Pyke's chilling. W goes through. Kai'Sa's at what, 300? You've got 60 more stacks. Yeah. I like this build in the jungle with Nashes. I'm a hybrid junkie. I was a hybrid Kai'Sa jungle main in Season 8 when she was released. She was released, I played a jungle. Hextech Gunblade until they nerfed the healing per missile and reduced the amount of missiles we had, because I'll be honest, you could just press Q and people would die. Stand still, Rengar ults you, press Q with Hextech and Death Darts, full health. And it's like, well, I just withstood your burst, sir. It was funny. But then again, it was a Scuttle Crab level 2 meta. It was really one of the worst times to play jungle Season 8. Absolutely horrid. But I will still play a hybrid Kai'Sa. I just enjoy having W Evolve. I enjoy my passive procs. Because burst is nice, you know, when you do get it off. I will chuck that one from range. We don't actually hit it from the Kaiser's perspective, but we are able to ult in. This looks like one final fight here. It doesn't really look like we're going to be able to do much. Pantheon did a lot of work, but again, the Shvyana now is actually chucking out some damage, but this player should not play AP Shvyana. End of story. Do not play AP Shvyana, person. Don't do it. Play Fighter Shvyana, play Drain Tank Shvyana, play something like this, you know, Udyr build Shvyana. Anything that allows you to go in, survive and thrive and deal damage at the same time. Yes, I know she was nerfed. Yes, I know she's not in the best space anyway, but are you really going to tell me that in low elo where you can farm it up, scale, split push, take objectives, and dominate at 15, 20, 25, 30, that a champion's not good? Come on. Most champions like Kayn, or Shvyana in this case, with build options and variability, they have worse rune rates in Silver purely because the damage-focused builds are difficult to pull off, and you don't have the positional knowledge, and you know, like, I don't mean to be insulting. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm trying to be constructive. That's why we recommend this certain class of champions in this elo range, because you need to understand more to let the finesse work, right? Finesse comps and finesse builds and finesse whatever is a byproduct of having a lot better understanding of the game. So, what happens here, it looks like, is the team wants to AFK and surrender. We're going to chase it down. I don't think it's very interesting. Pike gets a kill there. Yasuo goes backline. He gets miasmid. And, of course, that dies anyway because of FF. So, fun game in terms of the Twitch. Like, he played well, no question. The Twitch did what he had to do. Except for that level 3 scuttle fight. That was a bit not so good. But the Shvyana just didn't use fundamentals to shut him down. And hopefully get a little bit of a window into that because we're going to talk about it a lot, but your team is not to blame. Only you. Focus on you. Focus on improvement, and you will always be able to defeat stuff like this and climb to gold. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next video.